Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at WallStreetLiveChat.com. Well, if anybody watched the video last night on SPY, and yes, I'm just going to focus on SPY for the next couple of days because this has been a fantastic trader and very lucrative. Well, last night, as I was saying, we had some work to do, a gap to fill, and potential for a bounce after that, and it became pretty lucrative. I said we were going to hit the 50. We hit the 50. Here's our 50. We tried to come down and fill this gap, but unfortunately, we did not close that gap. Unfortunately or fortunately, depends how you want to look at it. In my opinion, I'm glad we didn't because I'm looking for more downside after we go up and finish this gap close at 135.50. Your RSI right now, after we were down 100 today, and that's where this spike came down. If you look at the Dow real quick, same thing took place. And then I'll go back to the SPY. See, it came down, we pierced it here, and then we popped above it. So I mean, we have some nice support right there, but you have to expect something, a nice solid bounce after you hit a 50-day moving average or any kind of support indicator. And it's good to know your 10s, your 5, whatever, the 20 moving day. I mean, it's just an important piece to the puzzle. Anyway, the gap's still here. We still have, we came into it a little bit, but could not finish filling that gap. It was a valiant effort. We were down a little over 100 today at one point, and then we monstered back, especially the last hour, and we closed 80 up on the day for the Dow. Tomorrow's a big day. It's that simple. The jobs, everything's going to come out tomorrow for the jobs, and I think the market's going to make a major decision tomorrow on what it's going to do going forward. The minute those guys do any kind of easing, we're going to roll over pretty hard and pretty fast. Trying to stay with these trend lines, and the bottom trend line, the SPY is using just a 50 to do it. So, I mean, it's one of these things where you have to play what's playable, and right now SPY is definitely playable. Caught a nice bounce today. The options for 161, just to let you know, they started at right around 67 cents when we hit that low spike on the 50, and we were watching really close, and that came in as a buy point. We were playing the weeklies on this one, and they closed at $2.12 from 67. So massive gains again. We've been doing it from the downside. We called the upside this morning in the chat room, and it's just moving forward. This is how you have to do it. You trade them, trade what's tradable. Because there's no market direction right now. There's no solid conviction like this was straight up. Right now, we're starting to come down, and some decisions are going to be made. All right, so where do we go from here? Well, I know we're going to have. If we get power tomorrow, I think we're going to have resistance right at the 164.80 area, somewhere in 164.50 because of these two candles right here. So let's break it down a little bit more. Where do we think we can go? Well, without any news, let's take a look at the 15-minute. Without any news or anything like that, as I was saying yesterday, I expect. Let me open this up a little bit more. Okay, what I expected based on the 15-minute chart, you could see yesterday the line from yesterday. What we did it perfect. All right, well that was the midday. I'm sorry. So we had the support that we needed to get through after we spiked down. This candle right here was our trigger to start anticipating the move back into the cloud and running up into it. Those are the Bollinger Bands, sorry. And then the break of that 50 sent us even more north. But you were more than, as I said, we were going to come up and fill this small gap right here. Maybe spike a little bit higher, over it, but who knows? We'll see what happens when that takes place, and that's at 163.50 roughly was my target for that one. We had a hell of a move the last 45 minutes. Very aggressive to the upside. It's making it very lucrative for the options. Here's something to be concerned about. Okay, on your 15-minute, your RSI is at 80. Whoops. Your RSI is at 80. That means you're coming into the overbought territory, and you're going to expect a pull down. It's going to drop back down again. It's as simple as that. So here's what I'm looking for. Tomorrow morning, okay, based on what I see technically, we are going to finish, all right? And when I say finish, we're going to finish this candle right here. We're going to come up and finish that, and then unfortunately I think all hell is going to break loose. I don't think we're going to go higher unless the news says otherwise, okay? And to be honest with you, if everything goes according to plan, we're going to come back down and fill that gap, and it's going to get really ugly, and people are going to sell things off. So that's what I'm anticipating. If everything works out for news-wise and everybody's happy with everything, we could go higher. We definitely could go higher. And but when I say higher, we can come up to 164. We use these two as resistance, and then that's about it. But I don't see moonshots taking place. Okay, that's not what I'm seeing right now. We're in a good channel. We're still in the upward trend channel. The only way we're going to get out of that is if we close that gap and head lower on the daily, and that's where we do that. Okay, if we get in here and we break out of this channel, which I think we actually may have today. Or did we bounce right off it? Let me just run this down here. Yeah, see, we bounced basically right off it. Run off this candle here and here. Okay, so if we break this channel next week or tomorrow on the way down, it's going to get ugly. We're definitely coming down to the 153 area, 153.70. We'll use these two as support here. So this needs to be broken. We're in a bullish trend until we break this channel. If we break this channel, then we are going into a bear trend, and we're heading south, and that's my anticipation anyway. And like I was saying yesterday, we're going to come down. We have this gap right here, 128, which is very low, but more importantly, we have a bigger gap here at the 142 area. So, we're at a very critical juncture right now. You have a blow-off going on right now. We're going to come up, hit our head tomorrow on that gap, and then make a decision from there. But I think we can tail off and get pretty ugly. That's what I'm seeing for the markets. I don't see any reason unless the news says otherwise. All right. Now, we had about 14 other trades that worked out really well. Google went up like $20-something. Shareholder meeting is taking place, and it was down huge, and then all of a sudden exploded. Apple's just sitting in a little bit of an area. Netflix was a $9 run to the downside. Plenty others. There was one penny stock went in 1,200%, nice and solid by Tango. He was right on the penny stocks. There was a couple others he mentioned also, 100+%. So hey, there's something for everybody. WallStreetLiveChat.com. We will see you in the chat room. Have a great night. Happy trading. Make some bank.